time Caitlin Clark just made a risky decision that's got everyone either holding their breath or shaking their heads because she's stepping back into the chaos of the WNBA for year to yep the same league that practically turned her first season into a horror show of fouls, cheap shots and outright disrespect. So here we go again. When she's throwing herself back into a mess where she was poked, shoved around, accused of racism and treated like she was the problem, she wrote, "Thank you to the many people who have supported me as I've been able to live my childhood dream. I'm filled with gratitude as I reflect on this past year of my life. See you all in year to and for what for a league that's been riding on her talent while giving her nothing but bruises and headaches. But hey, that's Caitlin for you, fearless, relentless and apparently ready to brave the madness again. Let's just hope the WNBA finally pulls itself together. Because if they mess this up twice, they'll not only be the villains of her story, they'll be the clowns of their own circus. He just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans. Certainly little girls, certainly mine is. We'll play in her basketball, watch her play." Caitlin Clark just announced that she's giving the WNBA a second chance. Yeah, they should be thankful after a rookie season that made jaws drop all over the country, averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. She's decided to stick around. And for another year, and guess what, it's not because the league earned it. No, she's back because she's got unfinished business, and if the WNBA had any sense, they'd be on their knees thanking her. Make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond career. Clark put Indiana Fever back on the map while the team was basically sleepwalking through the season. This girl earned the entire franchise into a spectacle that drew over 17,000 fans a game. The Fever should rename their arena Clark's House because she's the only reason people showed up at all. Caitlin Clark is way better. Way sooner than anybody thought. But let's talk about what really went down last season, the disrespect and flat-out abuse Clark took from a league that was supposed to be celebrating her. She wasn't just playing basketball, it was like a twisted episode of Survivor out there. From cheap shots and shady fouls to raps who acted more like paid-off dorm and than officials, Clark faced every dirty trick in the book. The worst part, the league stood by and did nothing, but she also did it with the spotlight on her, and a very young age. Fame is hitting this young lady's life, and very rarely did I see a misstep or something that I wouldn't want to show my daughter. Literally every step of the way, it's just like launcher. Watch how she plays, watch how she handles your business. The girl got poked in the eye and pushed around like a rag doll, but where were the whistles? MIA, just like the WNBA, his credibility. It's almost like they were testing her. Guess what? She didn't snap. She just kept owning the court, outscoring, outplaying, and outshining every so-called star they tried to throw at her. As everyone else is seeing this angle, a calling or in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers. That was a straight-up UFC move in the middle of a playoff game, no less. I'm surprised they didn't hand out boxing gloves instead of jerseys. And where were the refs? Probably sipping their coffee because they sure as hell won't protect the league's top rookie. It's like the WNBA took a page from the How to Ruin Your Best Talent handbook. I mean, why safeguard your future when you can just let your brightest star get a finger jabbed in her face during a crucial game? Brilliant strategy. I don't even know why it and then anybody in Ireland of make sense to me. I did, and I didn't know I had actually try to clown the bar. I guess my father and I never intends not. And let's talk numbers. Clark received 177% of all flagrant fouls called in the league. 177%. How does that even happen? It's like they were running a special discount on fouls for Clark. Buy one get 100 more free. Meanwhile, her opponents are practically clotheslining her out there and the refs are pretending to be blindfolded. Clark was putting up MVP level stats and the only thing she got in return was a whistle-happy ref squad treating her like she was the problem. Yeah, the problem is she's too good and making the rest of the league look like amateurs. Kathy, just being competitive is who I am, sort of done my whole career. At times there's a lot of those like it ways I can probably channel at a little that better, but as baseball of the day. One else ever going on, there's ever a chance I've never lose that feel like I'm getting hammered on out on. I appreciate Christie getting attacked to like I don't know, but wait, it gets better, shoving, leg pulling, and every cheap shot in the book. Clark got the full tour of the WNBA is welcome committee. Other players were out there acting like she owed them money, yanking her around like it was a back alley brawl, and the league's response: crickets, no fines, no suspensions, not even a slap on the wrist. If Clark's endurance doesn't earn her a statue outside the arena, I don't know what will. And what's the WNBA doing now? Pretending none of this ever happened, acting like year one was a fairy tale instead of the full-on horror show it turned into for Clark. They should be begging her to stay, not shrugging it off like she didn't just survive a season in their chaotic Madhouse, the fact that she's even considering coming back for Yorta is a miracle. If it were anyone else, they'd be ghosting the WNBA so fast they leave skid marks. Clark, she's got grit, she's coming back, and the league better start treating her like the gift she is. Interview NBA has seen record-breaking numbers this season, and viewership, ticket sales, merch sales, and just overall growth of the league. The public perception of Clark is fascinating. You'd think she'd be hiding in a corner after all the ridicule and mockery from the league, but nope. She stood tall, showcasing poise under pressure that would make even Michael Jordan and Steph Curry nod in approval. Seriously, when you're being compared to legends of the game, you know you're doing something right, and it's not just about the numbers, it's about how she carries herself in the face of adversity. Other players might crumble under the pressure, but Clark just laughs and hits a three-pointer while everyone else is busy tripping over their own egos. Let's talk about social media, because Clark's strategy is a masterclass in handling public perception. Her posts are curated with the precision of a surgeon, carefully crafted to present her best self while dodging the noise from haters. And let's not forget those playoff games. She was Andrew, over 2.5 million viewers, the highest for WNBA playoff game since 2000. Talk about moving the needle. Now let's get into the so-called Caitlin Clark effect on the WNBA. If you thought she was just a player, think again. Her presence has rejuvenated interest in the league fan after than anything else. Other teams are suddenly benefiting from her success, drawing and crowds that were previously non-existent. I mean, come on, how does one rookie create a ripple effect that shakes up the entire league? Her fans have made it clear they want to see her play, and they want to see it now. The attendance and merchandise sales have skyrocketed thanks in no small part to Clark. The WNBA should be sending her thank you notes at this point. The title in the sour, nasty attitude that many of these players are exhibiting exactly as one of the reasons why for the past 20-some-odd years nobody is cured about this league, why there is certainly are in antipathy towards it. But let's not overlook the financial implications of Clark's stardom. The surge and merchandise sales and sponsorship opportunities is a clear indicator that the league finally has a player who can attract attention and cash. How ironic is it that they've been sitting on this gold mine for years now that Clark has come in and shaken things up? They're reaping the rewards of her hard work and talent. It's as if they've been given a second chance to shine, all thanks to her. So let's give credit where it's due. The WNBA should be bending over backward to keep her happy, because quite frankly, they don't deserve her. And yet, despite all this, Clark's been thrown into a gladiator arena filled with critics, haters, and bullying players. The league has a lot to learn about treating its stars right, and if they don't get their act together, they may just lose their most valuable asset. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing for them, she's playing to elevate the entire league. The WNBA needs to wake up and realize they are on the verge of losing a player who's not only changing the game but also changing how the league is perceived. So here's to Caitlin Clark, the true superstar who's doing the impossible while navigating the chaos that is the WNBA. Good luck, league, you're going to need it. But to me it was a mess. Acid been sent to cake, right, Clark? Like you wanna come and early, this is how you need to be. I think it's a message to Nike. It's a miracle Clark's giving them another shot, because if she decided to peace out and take her talent somewhere else, the WNBA would go back to being irrelevant overnight. Now she is gearing up for your tour and the hype is real. Fans are losing their minds waiting to see what she's going to do next, and ticket sales are probably breaking records already. But here's the thing, if the WNBA doesn't fix its act and stop treating Clark like a punching bag, they could lose her, and then what? Go back to pretending they've got a star-studded lineup while people change the channel.